Hey everyone, welcome to Spiritual Sanctuary with Bertina and today with Leslie. We are coming together to talk about the Sovereign Feminine event that we're having on Sunday at the Healing Society in Nashville. I want you to think about something. What if being spiritual does not require you to struggle? And what if serving others did not mean sacrificing your own needs? Or more importantly, what if you could be deeply devoted to your spiritual path while being abundant and supported and visible and even well paid for your gifts? See, now, these are some of the questions that Leslie and I are going to explore in this episode of the Spiritual Sanctuary, but more importantly, during our upcoming in person experience. The title is, it's a little long, The Sovereign Feminine, Womb Healing, Abundance, and Devoted Service. And this conversation is for those of you who are healers and caregivers and teachers and helpers and really heart-centered women. We give so much to others, and maybe we've been taught directly or indirectly that being a good woman means putting everyone else first. And sometimes we don't see that we need to be taken care of mentally, emotionally, spiritually, or financially. So, what I thought we would do today, because we're getting a lot of questions about what is Sunday? What are we going to do? And so I thought I would just kind of let everyone know that it's at the Healing Society in Nashville and that Leslie and I will be there to greet you at the door. And it's a beautiful space. There are beautiful couches and chairs, and you can come as you are. Just sit, and if you wanna sit on the floor, sit on the comfy things. It is just beautiful, and it's open to you being comfortable to where you are. But Leslie's going to open up the event, and I thought it would be great to have her here to explain her steps in what the event is going to look at like and what you're going to get out of it, and then she's going to bring it back to me and let me explain my event. And then we're going to talk about how you can sign up because I know you're going to. We have some limited spaces. We're half full, and we
Mhm.
want every woman that we can to get in there. So, Leslie, can you
Yeah.
explain to us what you're doing?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I appreciate that, and that was really well put. Um, it is a combination class of your wisdom around the feminine wound center and healing that, and a combination of what I do, which is, um, dehypnotizing poverty vows so that women that are here to serve can move forward with more empowerment and release all this the old ways basically. And so I'm going to open just to kind of jump in there and get started to let everybody know. I'll open with a very small, comforting kind of introduction. Um, tell a little bit about myself. We're gonna, get everybody relaxed, do kind of a breather, a short breathing session if I can get my words to come out. And then secondly, I'm gonna go into my story, and I do a lot of past life regression work, even on myself. And, so
Wow.
I have a really, really interesting story of what I saw, a big, big energy that was bleeding into this lifetime that was holding me back. And I thought, wow, we can't be the only one. And I know I'm not the only one that has lived many other timelines that required a certain amount of mindset, a cultural shift, the vows.
Mhm.
Um, my particular vow was one of poverty. And so I'll tell that whole story. And then what
Oh,
I did, turn that around and kind of and how I landed with this program that I'm doing. Secondly, we're going to go into the clearing techniques after that. And we're going to allow a very somatic clearing technique, very soft, it's very gentle, but extremely effective. Dehypnotizing the poverty vow, the light vow, whatever the person, um, you know, has. And we'll go through a short portion of that with the clearing technique, and everybody can just go inside and with my guidance, discover what they see for their own particular flavor of this vow we're talking about. Then we're going to dehypnotize that part of it.
okay.
And input, um, much more positive vows than a new current vow that represents
Mhm.
current day Bertina, current day Leslie, current
I
day.
love that.
Yeah. And basically releasing that inherited scarcity belief and bringing in one that does serve you. And that part I'm calling energizing the wound as a creative center to move
Okay.
forward. And this is where you're coming in. I'll do just a quick like down into the wound
Yeah.
um, meditation, and then over to you. And then that integration prepares them for the work you're going to do. And you and I can talk about that, the nitty gritty, like if that's my integration is doing what you're doing. We've talked about it some couple times, but never hurts to just keep going back over things to make sure we've got
Oh,
our
yeah. Yeah, definitely. This is a lot of you,
that's it.
and then what I do is watch what you're doing, and I know that I'm gonna get the, benefits of it as well. I just know it because I love your energy. You're one of the few that I've let do some work with me because I trust you that much, and so I know I'm going to get the information there, and then all I'm going to do is you're not gonna be stifled. I'm going to step in and what I'm just gonna take over the next step. So if you go to this point, I'll step into the next one. What I usually do is have each person hold their womb and to remember that the womb is not a place of pain or shame or sadness. It's a place for life, and that life doesn't have to be children. It could be life of their business, life of their new identity. It could be crafts or music or art or anything. But womb healing invites us to return. So I will help each one of them. I think I'm going to do each one individually, and they'll come up to me and I'll place hands on their womb over top of their hands, and I'll do the blessing that was passed to me. And then
I
just
just got whole
allow
body
them.
shivers.
I know, I'm so excited. And just, really let them know that it's a time for love and for rest and time for creativity and pleasure and sisterhood. That is one of the things that
Yes.
I am really trying, and you are too, to get together as some community and spiritual connection. And that
Mhm.
the abundance is also requires the willingness to receive. And that is it. And then we'll sit down and I have some journaling questions, and I'm sure you do too. And we'll just share. We will
Yeah,
just come together as women always did in a circle and just really help them and us. See, that's the cool thing. Every time we do energy work with someone, it always brings something to life for us, and it helps us to
100%.
learn more about some things. So, does that sound good to you?
It sounds amazing. I always learn something from you when we work together. I love your ability to just pivot and go, and, you just have such a free form, um, and I do believe that you're constantly teaching me that everything doesn't have to be lined up in a TikTok perfect sort of way. I mean, and I'm just being honest. I really feel like that
Yeah.
you're such a beautiful teacher in that way. You just show up and you're the way you are, and you're funny, you're smart, and it's not all super rehearsed. And so it's given me like more of a joy, freedom sort of energy that I'm really been learning from, so thank you.
Well, thank you. No, I've just been learning more to trust my intuition. I grew up where people made me question who I was, what I said, what I thought, what I was doing. I worked in a men's field, so I was always questioning. And here I don't. I feel each person's energy and I can feel what each one needs. And so I more really want to empower them to feel what they need and help guide the energy that I'm giving them through that. So yeah, it sounds pretty good. You're going to share your personal story. You're going to go through all your wonderful steps. I am going to do a healing. We're going to close with journaling. So if this event speaks to someone, anybody out there, we want to invite you in person on Sunday, August the 9th from 12:30 to 2:30 at the Healing Society of Nashville. Registration is $55, and you can go to bertina.org and click on events and go there. You can look at the link down in the show notes and in the comments of wherever you are. But what's really cool is Leslie and I also offer a lot of this on Zoom, don't we?
We do.
Yeah, so how can someone get in touch with you if they wanted a private session?
At private session, they can go to my musiccityhealing.com and go to book
And
now.
okay.
Yeah. So that's the easiest way. However, I have, they can book on my Calendly link if they want to do like an in person. When I'm at Cosmic Connection, usually on Mondays, they can use that link as well.
Yeah, and Cosmic Connections is the sponsor for this podcast, so that is really super cool because 'cause you're there on Mondays, and we're there
Yes.
on the 4th Sunday together, aren't we?
Yes. Yes. We are.
And then yeah, and then I'm there on the 4th Saturday and Sunday, and sometimes the 2nd Sunday, so you can always go to yourcosmicconnections.com, ladies, and there's just not Leslie and I there. We have a lot of wonderful energy workers and readers there, and if you use Bertina Podcast 10, you can go shopping and get, 10% off whatever you buy there, and it would be pretty cool. But for those of you all, I'm super excited, and I want to leave you with an affirmation, okay? Repeat after me, gently close your eyes. I release the belief that I must suffer to be of service. I'm allowed to be spiritual, devoted, abundant, supported, and well paid. My body is sacred. My gifts are valuable, and I receive with openness, wisdom, and gratitude. Gently open your eyes. And I Leslie, I love working with you. You really center me and ground me a lot, and I just love your energy. And I look forward to everyone who's out there listening or watching to reach out to us. Sunday would be wonderful at the Healing Society again, but if not, go to Music City Healing, go to bertina.org, and definitely go to your Cosmic Connections and see what is offering and what resonates with you. Thank you, guys. I'll see
Thank
you
you, Miss
later.
Bertina. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Bye.
Bye.